Ooh. Looking good, kid. Hey, welcome everybody to the Off Base podcast. The podcast carefully crafted to remind you to suck a fat one if you think you're the only one, because you're not. I'm your host. I'm the Rocky Mountain no-name Jackass. And it's 28 degrees in the city of Aurora at 8:02. It just switched in the AM on Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. I gotta blow my nose, sorry. And it's 8:01 because as soon as I started the car this morning, my low fuel level light went on. And I was like, damn, son, we gotta get some gas or we ain't getting to school. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, as these kids say these days. Nah, I mean. Anywho, let's get the chaw rolling. Okay, here we go. So, what's on the docket today? Well, I gotta figure out how the hell to get out of here. Took a bit of a different little route to drop the kids off. The drop-off point was different. My stepdaughter was saying that she needed me to drop her off at a different location because we were running a little bit late. She said, oh yeah, the doors are only open until 8:03. I'm like, 8:03? What time do they open? She said 8 o'clock. It's like, come on, man. So she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. They were open for a grand total of 3 months. So I pulled into her school's parking lot. Now they got a bunch of shit blocked off trying to figure out which way to go. I think I got it. Hey, my lady comes back tonight. She had a wonderful 3-day recreational weekend in San Antonio. Come on, let's go. Fucking drive. Bunch of jackasses. So now she gets to return to non-recreational stuff. But she's coming back tonight. Then 2 days of work. I think she's taking Friday off, but then we're going skiing for President's Day weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I believe we're going to have a lovely, lovely time. I'm getting excited for it. One tricky thing though. Went to go get my son fitted for skis, and the fucking outdoor rec place, which by the way fucked us one other time when we were going to get fitted for skis. I take the kids right after school. Got there at 5 o'clock because they close at 5:30, but every Wednesday they close at 1. So we went there on a Wednesday and it was like, fuck. So yesterday, I'm thinking, okay, they're open until 5:30. Pick up the kids. We want to go get my son fitted for skis because we're leaving Friday right from school to go. And they got a sign up there, permanently changed hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's like, if I got kids who need skis, when the fuck am I going to get them here to? So one of these days, probably tomorrow, or I can't do it Friday. I got to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I got to pick up my son early from school. Not early, but just on time, because he stays in the aftercare program. But I got to go get him on time so I can run him down to get fitted for skis before they close at fucking 3 p.m. How stupid is this? We made this asinine decision. At any rate, yesterday I did some sprints, and I got to tell you, 30 years ago, when I was 17, I could sprint until the cows come home. At 47, I don't know if I should be sprinting like this. I mean, I don't know if there's a possibility that I build up my cardio and my muscle strength enough that sprinting is no problem, but Jesus Christ, man. I did 6 rounds of walking for 0.05 miles and then sprinting for 0.2, and I did that 6 times, so it was, in the end it was 1.5 miles, so it's equivalent to the distance of the Air Force Fit test. I wanted to actually see what would come out of that. So on my walks I did 3.5 miles per hour, and then I did 7 mile per hour sprint, and then back down to 3.5, walking for 0.05, and then I went up to 8, and then on the third try I tried to go up to 9 miles an hour, sprinting at 9 miles per hour, and I was like, oh my God, there's no way. I mean, it seems like nothing. And it wasn't even 2 years ago when I was starting to run more that, you know, I was maxing out the treadmill at 10 miles per hour when I was sprinting, but at 9 miles an hour, I guess it's just because, you know, my cardio fucking blows right now. But it just got me thinking, like, I mean, do I really want to push this hard? Is my body still equipped to do this? Maybe 1 to 2 days a week. My wife just sent me something. Not sure if you got these. No, I'll look at it later. I mean, I could probably sprint 1 to 2 days a week, I think. But for the most part, I have to find other ways of getting my heart rate up. And I guess that's where Sean T can come into play, because his workouts really get your heart rate going. Insanity workouts or asylum workouts. There's also just a real easy, straightforward workout that I often do. Not often, I'll say every so often. Of just pull-ups and burpees. I mean, that fucking gets me that gets me going, gets me sweating. It's a great one. Where, let's say you put a timer up, and just for the sake of argument, it's 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, if you do, let's say 2 pull-ups, you know what? Let's go to 25 minutes. That'll be better. In 25 minutes, every minute, if you do 2 pull-ups and 4 burpees, at the end you'll have done 50 pull-ups and 100 burpees. That's actually, I've done a workout like that before, and it's challenging. It's certainly challenging, but it's a much lower impact way of getting your heart rate up than just sprinting. So I'm actually thinking now of switching that switching it up. As much as I want to get my cardio up and cardio better, I don't think running is going to be the 100% way to do it with my old body, particularly my lower back. Like, I don't want to mess anything up down there, because there is a technique to running and sprinting. I don't think I ever really learned it. I always just copied, you know, my friends who were really fast and tried to run how they ran. One of the guys, I forget his name, used to, when he would get into a sprint, like if he was stealing from first to second base, he would run on his toes. And I tried to copy that, tried to emulate that. Now, I don't know if I ended up getting more speed, where I wasn't, you know, using the whole foot to push off the ground. But there is definitely a technique to it. You know, and that makes me think of hurdles. That's got to be a great fucking exercise for building up ab strength, man. I would love to try to do it. I've never done hurdles. I would love to try that at one point. I have to get myself in good enough shape to actually try it, but that'd be kind of cool to do hurdles. So many things I would have wanted to have done athletically. Hurdles. I also would like to do a handstand, and also to dunk a basketball. Is it too late? I don't know, everybody. I don't know. Anyway, last night was kind of fun. Just hanging out with the kids after I got my run done. So like I said, I ran for a mile, sprinted for a mile and a half, off and on, with intermittent periods of walking. And that took me 14 minutes and 48 seconds, I believe. Which is still crappy in terms of the Air Force fitness test. But, how will do my this? Oh, this fucking thing got turned on somehow. I got this option on my car, or this little app, that if you just swerve out of your lane, it'll beep. And my stepson accidentally activated it the other day. And he goes like, oh my God, what is this? And I told him, and he said, well, can we shut it off? And I said, well, for you, it actually might be good. This kid, I wish I made videos right after he gets done driving, because I drive him to school every day. Excuse me, Ferb. And then he drives back when I pick him up. And I've been trying to suggest to him, in a how shall I say, peaceful way. I'll use my exact phrasing. I'll say, hey, stepson, be mindful if you have an adult in the car. And he says, what do you mean? I said, well, once you get your license, and it's all kids in the car, I got no problem at all with you starting at a complete stop and then gunning it up to 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, whatever the speed limit is. I got no problem with that. You can go on that amusement park ride with whatever kids are in the car. I said, but when you got adults in the car, you have to be mindful of the fact that we're adults and we don't handle amusement parks rides as well as kids do. So try to ease into your acceleration. I've told him this now, I think 3 times. Has he listened? I'll say kind of, because he listens the first 5 seconds that I say it. So like the next stop that he comes to and starts to accelerate from, he'll ease into it, but then anyone after that, it's and then your neck goes back as an adult, and it's like, ugh. But kids don't understand that. They don't get it. They don't get how the old body needs to be taking care of their kid. We're getting old. So that's stepson. He also has to mind his tailgating. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm not letting him drive whenever there's bad weather. Is, I mean, you'll see cars in front of us. Like there could be 3-4 cars. They put their brake lights on, and then he doesn't brake. He waits till he's like 10 feet, in front of the car in front of him, and then he puts his brake on. I'm like, dude, I don't say anything, but in my head, I'm like, we fucking just step on the brake. What, are you going to drive through them? Anyway, so we're expected to have some snow this evening. Ooh, copper. I don't mean copper as in the metal. I mean copper as in police. What's going on here? Well, looks like he just is there. What the hell is he doing? This isn't a speed trap. Tons of traffic. Speed limit is like 55. Anyway, yeah, last night was kind of fun after I did my run. It's Taco Tuesday. And what I have been doing for like the past, I'll say month, is instead of having tacos for my wife and I, and she wasn't here yesterday, I will make cauliflower pizza. And my technique is getting solid as a motherfucker. And the one I did yesterday, so I first, you put the cauliflower in a blender and just blend it down to like a fine little rice. So you do equal parts cauliflower to whatever cheese you're using. So I did a cup of cauliflower, mashed cauliflower, to a cup of mozzarella cheese. You throw in an egg, and then I threw in some pepper and mixed it all up, and then spread it out on a baking sheet and cook it at 450 until it is to your desired doneness. And the crust came out fabulously yesterday. Put the crust in the oven right before I went and did my run, so that by the time I was done with the run, the crust was ready. And I came back out and I put olive oil, shredded Parmesan, sliced tomatoes, little cut up pieces of shrimp and basil, and woo! It was delicious while I had tacos for the kids. Absolutely delicious. And we ended up watching Hunter x Hunter. All right, here we go. Any of you parents out there have kids who are into anime? My stepdaughter started getting into it when we were in Texas 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago. And when we were in Florida, I asked her to get me involved in one of them, start watching one of them. And she picked one called, what was it, Demon Slayer. I always called it Boulder Slice, though, because like in one of the opening episodes, the main character took a sword and sliced a boulder in half. So it was always Boulder Slice to me. What was his name? Tanjiro. And his sister Nezuka. Now, Boulder Slice was good for like a season, but then they started to meet these other characters, and I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, but a lot of these characters that they met, well, not a lot of them, a handful of them, would just scream for no reason. And I'm like, why are these people screaming? I said to stepdaughter, stepdaughter, I can tell by reading the subtitles that, the writing in these animes, this particular anime, Boulder Slice, isn't too bad, but I'm getting completely turned off by the directors or the voice actors just screaming their lines. It's a turnoff. I said, what would happen if you and I, if all of us were at dinner together, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we all just started screaming our words to each other? It's basically like your brother, because my stepson, he has volume control because he has his headphones on all day when he's playing with his friends. So when he's talking to us, he's extraordinarily loud. So I guess it's not that out of the ordinary, but I don't think this anime is trying to depict kids who play video games all day with headphones on. But anyway, so I got turned off by Boulder Slice because they're just screaming the whole time. So she suggested another one to us when we got here to Colorado. And I said, they're not going to be screaming the whole time, are they? And she's like, no, give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and I'm hooked. This anime is called Hunter x Hunter. I think I mentioned it before, like 5 minutes ago. And I am extremely impressed with the writing. The writer of this particular anime has got some skills. This guy knows how to craft a story, because not only is he hitting the plot points to keep you interested, and it's just highly intelligent in terms of strategy, like fight strategy or battle strategy, and psychology. But he's got a ton of characters to keep track of, and he does a great job with it. So, needless to say, I'm hooked on this particular anime. The story's great. It started to slow down a little bit in the last couple episodes that we started. We started a new season, but now it's starting to pick up a little bit more, which is good. But if any of you got kids out there, because I know I'm not the only one, right? If you got kids out there watching the anime, get them to watch Hunter x Hunter with you. Some really, really good writing and cool characters. And interestingly enough, over the last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, stepson and I were at the gym, and one of the Air Force guys who was in the gym, he had a Hunter x Hunter t-shirt on. I was like, well, okay, so this doesn't just extend to middle school girls. It's like you actually have, 25-year-old guys wearing Hunter x Hunter t-shirts. I thought it was cool. Oh, look at this. A bunch of antelope right here on the hill. They're only about 50 feet away. Wow. Look at them. It's like 30. Yo. Alrighty. Coming around the turn here. Heading back to work. A bunch of projects I got going on right now. They're all moving very, very nicely. There's no hiccups in them at all just yet. So, I'm excited to return to that, because this is the busiest time of year for us in the exciting world of insurance data. Now, that may seem dry and dull to most of you, but for a nerd like me, the way in which the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, the NAIC, collects data from every insurance company in the United States is so well organized that I have no complaints. Zero. It works very well with my Jackass concrete brain. Oh, my tummy's starting to rumble, everybody. I gotta get back, gotta get the food. I'll get a keto coffee and about 4 eggs. And then when I finish that up, I'll have another keto coffee. Yeah, I am not messing around here, people. I am hungry. Speaking of food, tonight, stepson's got 2 basketball games he's playing at, so he's going to stay after school while my wife will be coming in to the airport. We'll pick her up after his games. But I got to make dinner for the kids. Now, I think I'll be able to get away with making my stepdaughter another provolone bacon and cheese sandwich on a Kaiser roll. I did that for her last night. My son, I think I'll get away with making him his infamous chef's special. He loves his chef's special. And the chef's special is cheese grits, refried beans, and a couple of eggs. And when I put it on his plate for him, I put in a shallow bowl, so it's as wide as a plate, but it has a little bit of depth to it. I'll try to make the beans into a smile. The grits will be the face. The 2 eggs will be the eyes, and then his fork and spoon will be the nose. And he has to have both the fork and the spoon, because he uses the fork to puncture the yolks in the eggs, and then he uses a spoon to mix it all together. So that's his chef's special. He loves his chef's special. But for me, because my wife isn't here, I think I might make myself another cauliflower pizza. And then just find other stuff to put on it, because it was really good yesterday. And it's relatively inexpensive to make. All you need to do is get a head of cauliflower. I can usually get, if my wife is having some as well, I can usually get 3 pizzas, 3 cups of mashed up cauliflower out of it. Look at me talking about cauliflower. And the next thing I'm going to be talking about prunes. Anywho, getting back to base, stepson and I don't have a workout tonight. We do have one tomorrow, but he has to go to band practice tomorrow night. He's going to be staying after school. So I want to get a workout in today. And like I said, I want to get my cardio up, and running isn't the best. Oh yeah, here we go. Reaching in to get my wallet. Yesterday I didn't have it, right? Luckily, the guys at the gate, they said, well, do you have anything in your car that identifies you as you, and we'll look you up in the system? And I got a bunch of stuff in the glove compartment, like, stops that I made at the like the Jiffy Lube here on base, where they service my car. So I'm like, yeah, look, here's Jiffy Lube. The one that's right on base here. See, they got the sign. They let me in, which was nice. So here we go. Scan time. Morning.
All right, did you have everything?
Thank you. But yeah, needless to say, I was freaking out yesterday when I first realized I didn't have my wallet. It's the first time since we moved here, since July, where I tried to get back on base and didn't have a wallet. That was not great. But here we are, everybody. Ready to tackle hump day. Midweek, motherfuckers. Getting ready to see that lovely Denver skyline in the foreground with the Rocky Mountains in the background, although it's looking like it's a little hazy over there by the mountains. We are scheduled to get some snow by the time I pick the kids up. Excuse me. But this weather in Denver is so funny. There it is. There's my view. Yeah, you can't really see the mountains today. But yeah, Denver weather is funny. For anybody thinking of moving here, in the wintertime, you will alternate between periods of, let's say, 3 to 4 days of having snow. And it's not a lot of snow. It's maybe like 4 to 6 inches at the most. You alternate between periods of that, like 3 to 4 days with snow, and then you'll go like 10 days in the lower to mid 50s with no snow. Like there's no snow on the ground right now. But we're scheduled to get some tonight. So I'm going to wish everybody out there a great Wednesday and stay motivated. I'll smell you tomorrow.